Good news is, chums, that according to the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, we've all got cleaner air. Marvellous. Yeah, I mean, absolutely thrilling, isn't it, to know that? Meanwhile, of course, what you could say is that, wanderers, vagabonds, and of course, people breaking into other people's property and being bailed within less than 2 hours by the British Metropolitan Police, well, at least they're, breathing cleaner air. Oh yes, now let me explain this particular background to this particular story that happened, you could say, to me, a good close colleague, and her experience of living in the sadistic world of Sadiq Khan's London. Let me explain. Morning, nice to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me today as ever, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It is nice to have your company. There's a squirrel just down there. Oh, that's frightening. Yes. Oh, no. You know what I'm like? So if they run up your leg, that's the problem, isn't it? Just leave it there. Let's get back to your story. Now, here's the frightening thing, let me tell you, because as you know, the other day I was reporting about a colleague of mine whose apartment building had been broken into sort of early evening time, where a madman who literally, a foreign person, could barely speak English, got the fire extinguisher from the foyer and started to break into rooms, or try at least, smashing numerous doors along the way. And what was interesting is he was looking for somebody apparently who nobody knew how he got there. Now, allegedly, the property owner basically said somebody tailgated in there. That story is now evolved, and we're not quite sure if that's the truth. But this is what goes on in this very big city of ours. What was more interesting was, very quickly, the police decided to seal down her door because she was away at the time, out working. When she came back, she couldn't get back in. Not only couldn't she get back in, but she contacted a landlord, and the out-of-hours service cut her off twice. And then she rang the locksmiths. They said this was now a problem for the police, so she rang the police, and she was told that somebody would get in touch with them within half an hour at best. Now, just to speed this up, she contacted the police eventually over 6 times over a 24-hour period. And here's where this is really interesting, because each time she was told not to ring 999, but to go on the 101 service, of which she did, and waited 47 minutes to try and contact somebody, eventually bailing out, couldn't be bothered. Now, the 101 service just keeps repeating, if you've got this, if you've got that, go to our website, right? So this is the deal, right? So she goes back to the 999 call, and eventually this guy says, well, the only thing I can offer you, this is a British police officer with the British Metropolitan Police, is, well, the situation, you could ring Citizens Advice. She pointed out that this wasn't a fight between herself and a landlord, but an attempted break-in, and she felt very, very nervous. Consequently, what they decided to do, and as many of you know if you watched the original video, I assisted in helping breaking off the lock, simply because nobody from the Metropolitan Police came. Now, 2 days down the line, zero contact from the British Metropolitan Police. And this, of course, is under the tutelage, you might want to call it, of none other than the failing Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. Now, when many people pointed out, that, you're a little bit cruel because of what President Trump, the President of the United States, said when he came over here about just how badly London was now being run. Well, I can testify, because obviously my colleague had to then stay in this flat eventually, and she said, you know what, every time the door creaked or somebody came in, you're worried if this person has now come back. The bigger issue is this, and this is where it's fascinating. You see, the property people won't let her look at the CCTV footage, so she has no idea really too much about this particular individual. Have they really protected the building? Not at all. I mean, absolutely zero protection. And the bottom line was, which is even more fascinating, when I suggested to the police, well, if I was to take the locks off myself, am I breaking the law? He said, well, he didn't really know. He wasn't sure. So this is the level of policing that you've got. The locks belong to the police, but in fact, nobody could come out and take them away. Now, at the time of recording this, again, we're going into the 3rd day of not hearing back from the British Metropolitan Police. Now, it's all very well, isn't it, Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, saying, crime's down, etc., etc. No, it's not. It's just hidden away. And the realities of dealing and living in Sadiq Khan's lawless London just really escalate on a daily basis. When I was out in the centre of London the other day filming for our channel, I saw young guys going into the Baker's Greggs. They helped themselves to masses of free food and drinks. The staff behind the counter just let them walk out because there's nothing they can do, as they told me. What was interesting about that was, though, she pointed out, well, they'll just put that on the other people's prices eventually, you know. So the law-abiding citizen, because there is a lawless society here in the very heart of the United Kingdom, and in particular London, headed, of course, by the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, well, you know, you'll eventually pay because you're a sucker to do it. Meanwhile, of course, many people have said President Trump was wrong to say he was a nasty person and a failing mayor. In fact, the worst mayor in the world. My experience of what I've gone through this week with that colleague is President Trump was exactly right. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.